to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk Today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host, Orrett Connor.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I'm your guest host, Orrett Connor. We have lots to talk about. We will at some point in time continue the conversation about nomination day and put you up to date in terms of the nomination process and who has been nominated. Meanwhile, Ash Wednesday coming up and the agriculture show. So that will be the first topic that we will be discussing as soon as we will return to Talk Today.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037. Or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I am your host, Orrett Connor. We have guests in the studio. We will, at some point in time, open up the phone lines as well. So let me remind you of the numbers. We have a toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. So if you're calling from a Flow number, that number is 1-800-534-8255. We also have two additional landlines, 949-8037, 949-6990, or WhatsApp number 925-3261. If you just want to watch and listen, you can subscribe to Radio Cayman, live stream. We are on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So in this first segment of the show this afternoon, we will be talking about the agriculture show, which will take place this coming Wednesday, the 5th day of March. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me Miss Julian Brooks, who describes herself as Jack of all trades. But she's one of the organizers, one of the facilitators, working with everyone who's involved in the with the agriculture show. Miss Julian, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Afternoon.
And no stranger to Radio Cayman. Well, depends on how old you are, right?
Yes.
We have in the studio a former employee of Radio Cayman, former announcer, Mr. Orville Daniels, who is now a member of the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society, and he is an active farmer as well. Mr. Daniels, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk
Mr.
Today.
Connor, and thank you very much, and also welcome to our listeners, all right?
Okay.
Thanks very much. Speaking agriculture this week, guys.
Yes. Well, let's start the talk. I've given out the date, but and this is a date that has been traditionally with us since the early 60s.
Yes, agriculture, we know 56 years of agriculture.
56.
56, actually.
Yes.
More than that, we were celebrating the show for 56 years, but remember, there were shows that we didn't really have a show. So those years aren't counted when you look at it, so it's more than 56 years.
56, yeah.
Yes.
So, but there's 56 years of show.
And they keep getting better and better.
Oh yes, we try to do that, you know. But over the years, I guess during COVID, we had missed a couple of years from 2019 up until 2023. We didn't have a show then, so that would be where the 56 comes in. It could be more than that for the show.
It was a small show in 22.
22, yes, 2022,
Yeah.
23,
Right after COVID?
yes.
Right after
Yeah,
COVID.
yeah. So but we're back. But every Ash Wednesday is a show here in Cayman Islands. I was knowledgeable about that, but then it never changed, and it won't. I don't think it will change because that's a public holiday, one of the biggest one-day event in the Cayman Islands. And when we speak of agriculture, I am passionate about agriculture. I love animals, I love plants, I love nature. So I'm going to encourage everyone on behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture and the Agricultural Department, the Agricultural Society, and all the people who are involved with agriculture, farmers and families, and the people who purchase the produce. They're also important. But, just let you guys know, come Wednesday, it's our 56th annual agricultural show, and Miss Junie Lee, she's not going to talk, but I'm going to make sure she talks to you, all right? So
yes, we'll get her.
she's on talk today. So
She won't want to come off the show by the time we finish with her.
Yeah. Whatever I could finish up with, I'm going to make sure I get her in, right, Miss Junie? So give us a little bit more of some of the activities we have for the day.
Okay, there's lots and lots of entertainment. We have lots of vendors. It's actually this year, I think, is it's probably the most vendors that I've seen in a long time. We have, I think, over 140 vendors. A variety of things as usual. There's lots of plants and it's just lots of things, lots of different activities for kids. We have gonna have goats and pigs and all that at the petting zoo. So it's just the list goes on and on. The traditional cooking demonstrations, lots of local food as usual. So come on out. It's going to be a fantastic show.
Yes, and what I like about the show, it's a time of the year when you get people to come. People maybe you haven't seen somebody for a long time, and they get to mingle and just walk around and chit chat. And sometimes you hear some things that you haven't heard for a very long time too. But it's a thing that family and friends, even visitors, look forward to every year. So I'm encouraging people to actually come out and support agriculture, because agriculture is a way of life now. When you look at what's happening around the world, this is stuff that we get here that we have to wait on. And sometimes I always question myself when there's a disaster and things are scarce and you realize it can't get here because of shipping problems, or you don't have the source there. And when you look at what's getting so expensive, take for example eggs. Now there's a situation with eggs in the States, and it's whatever happens in the States, it's going to trickle down, because most of our stuff is coming from out of those jurisdiction. So we have to try. We're not going to be able to do 100% of everything we want here, but then if we meet it 50 or 75 down the line, we're better off than zero. So if we can plant a pepper tree, raise a couple of chickens, get your own eggs, and that's what I'm encouraging people to do. Agriculture is a way of survival. I'm telling people now that farmers put food on families' table. So farmers feed families on a whole. So if you want to feed your family, plant some stuff, raise some chickens,
How do we raise? Two things I want to comment on in terms of what you said, Mr. Daniels. Number one, I believe that you can still get a dozen eggs in the Cayman Islands for like $4.50.
You can still, yes, but I don't think that's going to be for long either, right? And you know what? It's getting not even for no. To be honest with you, no, you can't.
Well, unless they raise the price, but there was one particular egg farmer in Lower Valley who I was told $4.50 to $5 per dozen, and someone had just gone there like last week and purchased them.
Mr. Borden, Mr. Paul Borden.
Paul Borden.
Yeah, he has his eggs for like $4.50 per dozen.
Yeah, because I buy them in West Bay, and I actually pay $8.
Wow. Well, yeah, because that's what it is in the States. So that's what I'm saying again. Whatever happens in the States is going to affect us down here. If they're paying, so much, because everything is coming from there. So it's when you look back at it, it's gonna be even more because shipping and everything by the time it gets here. And
but then why should the things that are produced locally, why should they be affected to a certain extent by what is coming from overseas? Let's say, for instance, the eggs, right? If farmers here can still continue to produce them and sell them and make a profit at $4, $5, $8, why should it be $18 like it is in the U.S.?
I get the point. I get exactly what you're saying. That's some of the stuff that I am contemplate with. Because, I'm a farmer, not because I'm a farmer, I'm going to say I'm going to look top price for my stuff. We have to look back at our market and see exactly who we're providing our produce to and see if it's affordable. That's what we're trying. The government is doing a whole lot to help the ministry, because when you look at feed for the animals, we're getting feed at a price that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
When Mr. Critchlow mentioned, who's the director of the agricultural department, he mentioned a couple of weeks ago in a meeting, but for 33 years, we have been buying feed for $5 a bag for cows. 33 years, haven't changed. And in the States, a bag of feed for goat is like $17, and we're paying $6 down here. So, we're getting subsidy. So at least when we get this stuff, if we can produce it, we shouldn't have to be looking 200% profit if we can let everybody be happy at a lower cost.
Exactly. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, I want to ask the question about how do we make the general population aware of the number of farmers that we have on this island who produce locally, and there's so many people who crave for locally produced items. I had the opportunity to go to a farm on Saturday afternoon to pick up some pepper trees, and I was amazed by the extent of which that particular farmer had invested and the extent of his farm and what he did. And he was not only farming that property, but 2 additional properties as well. How do we expose our farmers to that, and how will they get that exposure on Ash Wednesday at the Agriculture Show as well? Folks, don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board our uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning.
Ouch!
When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Your mornings just got a whole lot buzzier. Join me, Kathy Miller, every Tuesday and Thursday from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. on The Buzz, Radio Cayman's morning talk show with insight, impact, and inspiration, covering business, policy, finance, health, culture, and the biggest local and global issues impacting our Cayman community. With fresh perspectives from younger generations to stories of inspiration from local entrepreneurs. Tune in and turn up Tuesday and Thursday mornings, 7:30 to 9:30 with me, Kathy Miller, on The Buzz. The Buzz.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. In the studio with me, Mr. Orville Daniels, who is a member of the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society, as well as a farmer. And in the studio, not here at the moment, but she'll be back in, Miss June Lee Brooks, who is one of the coordinators of the agriculture show as well. So, Mr. Daniels, the question that I asked earlier about the exposure for farmers, like I said before, we have a lot of egg farmers on the island. We have a lot of farmers who are farming what, in terms of Cayman size, large enough acreage, of land. How do people get to know about them as opposed to just selling to the supermarket? We know we have the farmers market, out there by the cricket ground and stuff like that. What kind of exposure will they get at the agriculture show?
The exposure is make sure you're there. If you're not there, you can't. It's like if you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance.
Yeah.
If you're not at the show, a lot of people would say, okay, I don't want to take part in the show because what do I get in return after trying to get everything there? It's a hassle to do everything that you're doing in life. You won't know what your return is until when you get into it. And, when you look at it, you might not get something today, but if I know what you have, somewhere down the line, one day I might remember you. To say, okay, wow, I saw John Brown with some peppers, or I know he might have chickens or might have eggs. So, if you go there and people notice you, then it's a way of building your clientele. When I started farming years ago, I started with goats. And I remember butchering a goat, and I cook, and I have my music, I'm into music.
Yep.
I was still here at Radio Cayman 104. I was over at DMS Broadcasting then. And I actually cooked and invite all my friends and people who I know to come and enjoy some goat meat. After that, everybody was like, wow, goat was so good, cooked it. Okay, I cooked it, I raised it too. It's good that I raised what I know I raised, and I know how clean they're raised, so how they're taken care of. And from that, it was like a business for me. Everybody who wanted goat, okay, check with Orville. So it's a way of advertising. So don't look back for $100 or $200 if you go to the show. Look for the long-term return. It's advertising. Normally, people would say, supermarket is not taking, or you go and make your clientele. Go out to the stores. A lot of people who work at the hospital, you can go over there and say, okay, I sell tomato, I sell egg, I sell peppers. If you want some, I can bring you some. Fine, that's the way of marketing. Because a lot of people who are working don't have time to go to the stores.
Yeah.
Right, so if you take it to them, that's good business, and that's what I did. Right, I took my produce out to people. So don't say you're not going to benefit from the show if you're not going to be there. You won't. You have to be there, be a part of what's happening. And then if you're farming, build your clientele. If you're running a restaurant, build your clientele. People are not going to just see a restaurant and walk. And if you're the owner, say, oh, I open a restaurant here. Can you come and try it? That's how you do business. It's called advertising. That's why people use the media, the radio, to advertise their business. So word of mouth advertising is one way you can do it as your owner. And when somebody make use of your produce that you produce, things that you produce, then they can go and say, okay, to John Brown, I got some pepper from Orville, it was good. I got some tomato, it was good. So that's advertising.
Yeah. Now you spoke of the price of feed.
Yes.
It is not unusual for agriculture to be subsidized by governments. Almost in any country, it is subsidized one way or the other, either to protect the local farmers from foreign competition, or simply to ensure that there is
opportunity to grow.
Yeah, and a supply, a constant supply of what is needed locally. Do you believe that the same principle should apply and should work here for the government? Yes, they do subsidize the feed, but my question is the government doing enough for farmers in the Cayman Islands?
Well, honestly, sir, from my opinion, and I don't speak for the rest of the people, I'm going to speak for myself. I see where I think they're doing more than enough, because as I mentioned earlier on, I was doing some research on the feed, and when you look at us buying a bag of cow feed for $5, and as I said, I learned a couple of evenings ago at a meeting from Mr. Critchlow that's been happening for 33 years, 35 years. Now, I was checking with a friend of mine, a family member who owns goats in the States, and it's $17 a bag for a feed. For a bag of 50-pound feed, just the same, right? And we're getting it for $5. So what is happening, what government is doing and subsidizing, as you say, if they pay $17, they make sure we only pay $5 for it. A couple of years ago, they brought in some cattle. And I was, to my understanding, they were like $3,500 each, or $3,000 in that range. We only paid like $1,500 for a cattle.
Okay.
So government would maybe pay $90,000, but by the time they come and sell them back, they only make back $45,000. So they're losing $45,000. So that assistance, I think, is great, and it's something that we should appreciate. And whichever minister comes into the position, and it's doing something like that. And right now, Mr. J. Ebanks, Minister J. Ebanks is doing a good job. I keep, whenever I see him, I actually always say, okay, good, and and that's how I am. I'm going to give you compliments where compliments is due, and if you don't need it, I'm going to say, okay, you're messing up like that. So but right now, as a farmer, I'm not really the bigger farmers than myself, the guys out there who have double the amount that I have. And I if I'm feeling this way as a small farmer, I sure know those guys should feel the same way. Again, as I said, that's my opinion. It depends on what you're looking for in terms of your returns and your benefit and how much you're putting into it. But I'm somebody who believes in working with what I have. And if I can get some assistance, fine, I'll appreciate it. But I'm going to still work with what I have. I'm not going to depend on your assistance. Assistance is good. Yeah. So, just want to remind the folks again, to bring your stuff out, get into farming, market your stuff, market yourself. Let people know what you have, offer. Sometimes you give away some of your stuff, and then you'll say, okay, wow, that's kindness. Kindness is a virtue. You give something back, and you might open somebody's heart. So wow, and let them know you have these things.
Yeah. Paul, is this a segment that we go right up until 1 o'clock before a commercial break, or do we take a commercial break now? Okay, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we'll continue talking about the upcoming agriculture show taking place on Wednesday, the 5th of March, Ash Wednesday. That conversation is taking place with Mr. Orville Daniels and Miss Julian Brooks. Don't change that dial. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
I work hard each day. I'm a mother, sister-in, daughter, wife, cook, and everything in between. I know that no matter what, I have to be the woman I need to be. And that's why I choose Curves for that time of the month. When the pressure is on, I know I can rely on Curves sanitary napkins to keep me dry and comfortable all day and night. Affordable and available in cotton or silk. With Curves, I can be the woman I need to be all the time.
Strong, resilient, beautiful. Be the woman. Curves.
The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter will be taking appointments February 22nd to the 28th at his Crew Road Clinic. Appointment slots are limited whether you're seeking advanced skin care, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles. Dr. Wayne Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email Dr. Porter Cayman at gmail.com. That's drportercayman@gmail.com. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today. That's 946-9020.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm your host, Orrett Connor. In the studio with me, Mr. Orville Daniels, who is a farmer, and he's also a member of the Cayman Islands Agriculture Society.
Yes, sir.
We're talking about the agricultural show, which will take place on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, the 5th of March. So earlier this morning, some people were really on the ball because on my show, for the record this morning, someone wanted to know what was the entrance fee, for the admission fee for the agriculture show. So if you could share that with our audience, we would appreciate that, Mr. Daniels.
Okay, we have two grand prizes of $10,000 each, and that's a $25 ticket. That will give you access to the show also.
Right.
So $25 will give you a chance to win one of the $10,000, and or ticket to the Alan Jackson concert on the 27th of April, I think, in Tampa.
2 tickets, actually.
Yes, so you get 2 airline tickets and 2 tickets to the concert. And that's going to be Alan Jackson's last concert, I was told. So you can head over an agriculture show. $25 will give you a chance to fly to Tampa and to watch Alan Jackson's final show in Tampa.
So in addition to the two $10,000 prizes, we have the airline ticket and the show, Alan Jackson's show as well.
So that's 3 prizes right there. And then we have kids entrance, $10 for over 12, and under 12 is free.
Yep.
All right, so if you're a kid that's under 12, you're free. If you're over 12, if you're 12 and over, and then if you're under, you're free, right?
And
12
for,
and over
for
is
adults,
10.
adults
is
without the raffle ticket,
it's $10.
$10.
$10, right? So if you don't want to take part in the $10,000, which I think everybody should, because you'll be $10,000 richer. If you don't have a ticket, you don't have a chance.
You can start a farm then.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what I was going to encourage people to do. If you stand a chance to win the $10,000, make sure you invest at least half of it in a farm. Put 25 chickens in your backyard, especially if you have space for it. Because you know what? In a couple of weeks, that you wouldn't have to worry about buying eggs. You could maybe give your neighbors or your family or sell a couple of eggs. But, it's a way of starting. And, if you don't have a beginning, you can't have an end.
Yeah.
So for you to have a beginning, you must have an end. So, getting to something. Let me just take time out to say, quickly, sir, to say a good afternoon to one of our listeners.
Sure.
Miss Ingrid Harris, who just mentioned that she's listening to us.
Oh,
it's
great,
good when
great.
people are listening.
Yes.
So at least we know we're getting one person's attention, and who knows, one person will share their information with other people around.
Okay.
So reminding people that the agriculture show starts at 7 until 6 p.m. on Ash Wednesday. That's March 5th coming. And
we have the opening ceremony, the formalities that we normally would have.
Right, the ringing of the cowbell, and you're going to have the governor and the minister of agriculture. All those people are going to be around. So the opening ceremony, ringing of the cowbell, celebration of Cayman's British agricultural heritage, culture, and community spirit. All right, fresh local produce, livestock, exhibitions, and unique artisans, crafts, and of course fun activities for all ages, including the petting zoo, traditional cooking demonstrations, local food vendors serving up the Caymanian favorites. So you're going to get your Cayman style beef and your conch and your turtle and your wilks and lobster and all the kind of stuff. Who knows if somebody's going to be doing some rundown, the stew pot. Somebody did that a couple of years ago.
Yes,
let me tell you something. It was well done. We call it all in one. You put everything in one and you steam it in a stew pot, which is really nice. Those are some of the traditional stuff. But
what about ticket availability?
Tickets are online. You can get your tickets online. I know for sure.
Events Pro, I think. Yeah, Events
yes.
Pro.
Event Pro.
There.
I want to say thanks to Event Pro for their input into this. Kelly Holdings, they're doing a great job in assisting with the promotion. And I want you to remind the folks that our theme for this year's show is food security, everybody's business. Right. So I want to make sure that you make food security a part of your business, because you know what, we all have to eat. And I proved that during Hurricane Ivan. When we went out, and it's not what you wanted to eat at the time, but what you could get.
Yeah.
So everybody have to eat. So if you can make sure that you prepare something and you provide something, that you have something to eat, it would be great. So food security, everybody's business. That's our theme for this year. And we're just encouraging people to come out and take part, be involved, get involved, learn, bring the kids out.
We have a caller. On the, no caller. No. Okay. We were just letting people know if they wanted to call in, they could. Sorry.
Okay.
Orville, go right.
Okay. Just bring the kids out, because you know what? Again, sir, children live what they learn. I always believe that. And if we don't teach the kids what they need to learn at an early stage, then they're not going to take it up. I've seen it around. I grew up in farming, and I think maybe that's what it's telling me. We grew up when we were kids. Back in Jamaica, we planted rice, and we had our goats and chickens and stuff like that. Another thing I want to say to people, these chickens that we see running around here in Cayman,
best in the world.
I remember years ago that everybody had their chicken coop in their backyard. I'm looking that there's a day that we're going to have to get right back to that. Yeah, all these chickens that they're begging you to come in. I have about 600 by my cow farm. I don't feed them, they feed themselves, because they share the food with my cows.
Wow.
And they're saying that you shouldn't feed them. But you know what? I can't help, because there's so much that is there, but then when you look back at it, it's something that we're going to have to preserve. So get your coop, get your couple of pieces of wood, catch a couple of those local chickens. What we used to do, we keep them caged and we purge them, put them in a cage off the mesh while you feed them with our leftover food, bread kind, stuff like that. And we build them up, and we'll have our rooster for turkeys at Christmas.
We used to call it fowl coop rather than chicken.
Yeah,
fowl coop.
Fowl coop, fowl.
Okay, what if I have a pet that I want to bring a dog to the show? Am I allowed to bring a dog in?
No. The only dog that's going to be there is me. So, no dogs allowed, no pets. We tried, you see, for the security of the public, and then, it's livestock animals. So sometimes people bring their dogs and defecate around the place. That grounds is for animals.
Yes.
And we, things can pass around. So we try to prevent that. We don't want anybody to be bitten by animals either. So we try not to bring, and sometimes people bring those little doggy bags with the little poodle and little stuff in it, the little teacup, what they call them. But not even that is going to be allowed. If you're found on the compound with a dog, whether it's in a bag or a wallet or in your pocket, you're going to be led through the gate. So no animals, and we're going to...
Other than what's there for the show.
For the show, right. I mean, yeah, right. And then what we do again is encourage people, especially if you have young kids, to make sure that in the area where there's animals, that your kids are supervised. We provide staff there. We have a lot of volunteers for the show, which we want to thank all the volunteers from now in advance. We have a lot of people there who's going to be assisting, but again, parents, make sure that your kids are not at a daycare center where they're just dropped off and left to be roaming the place. Pay some attention, especially when they're in the area where we have the animals, the livestock. I mean, you can go and not to feed something that they request, that you don't feed the animals. There'll be a petting zoo if you want the kids to go and pet. There's an area you can go and do that. But take extra caution when you're maneuvering in those animal areas, because, I mean, they're animals. Human beings can get outrageous at times. Animals have that very unpredictable.
I remember one year, Mr. Sama Jackson had a kitchen set up there and did a lot of fried fish and stuff like that. That was do they still have that?
Oh yes, that's going to be well. That kitchen, sir. Thanks for the question. That kitchen is going to be operated by the Agricultural Society, and so I think they're going to have fish and chips, fish and fritters, the local stuff, chicken, I think, burgers and hot dogs and fries and drink. Drink, again, is supposed to be owned by the Agricultural Society, drinks and sodas. The other vendors are going to be only selling food, and if you're caught selling sodas and drinks, if you're not an Agricultural Society member, again, there's a penalty for that. So, we're trying to keep everything that if you're for food, you're for food. If you're for sodas, and then the soda and water would be for the Agricultural Society profit.
What about traffic?
Okay.
Management issues. We know that there can be lots of traffic there. There's limited parking space, but attendees are encouraged to park and ride. Plus, I believe that there is another road that will be opened by the National Roads Authority coming from the Newlands bypass that may be accessible during the show as well. Want to talk a little bit about that?
Actually, I want to say thanks to an NRA for that too, because I was told that the road in front of the agricultural entrance there, Agricola Drive, that goes back into the Newlands area, is going to be opened just for agricultural show, and it's going to be closed on the day after agricultural show. So we appreciate that, because that will ease off a lot of the congestion that happens in that area, because people going east continue east and west. So I guess that will help them to divert into the Newlands area and from the Newlands area, so you could have a free flow. That is going to be great. We're utilizing a park ride service that is strongly encouraged to alleviate the traffic congestion around the grounds. So what we do, we have parking areas that are close to the grounds, and if you come in those areas and you park, there's going to be sort of a shuttle service that's going to be taking you from where you park into the grounds. Okay. So it wouldn't be a hassle. Don't say, I'm not going to be there because I'm going to have to walk too far to the grounds. A shuttle service will be provided for you, so you can just make use of it. It's we're trying to get it to run maybe every 15 minutes to half hour, if that's possible. But down in that area last year it wasn't as bad as it was the year before.
Okay.
So we're expecting it to be a lot better this year. It's knowing that we have that little traffic, that little roadway in the front that will help to alleviate the congestion. So, make sure that, you come along and be a part of it. At least when you come and if you're jammed up, it's an experience. And if you're getting easy, it's an experience. So, you won't know what it is until you're there.
Okay, we know we have some more things that you want to talk about. Give kudos to sponsors and everything. So we're going to go to our headline news, and then when we return, we're going to go on a little bit beyond the 1 o'clock that you were scheduled for. But when we return, we will talk about those things. So headline news, folks. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
One radio station. Radio Cayman is The voice of the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Carsley Fuller. The nominations are coming fast and furious now, with only a few hours left to go for potential candidates to get their hats officially in the ring. 5 people are contesting the East End seat, trying to wrest control from incumbent Isaac Rankin. Radio Cayman's Jebby Ebanks caught up with one of the candidates, John McLean Jr.
I'm putting myself forward again for elections in the District of Easton. It's my hometown. I see that there's many needs that need to be addressed here. I have no qualms with no one, but I think I can contribute very, very, very positively in my community.
What are the big few issues that you would like to address should you be elected?
The unemployment in the Cayman Islands as a whole is a major issue. There is no need for unemployment in our country, Javi. When you consider you got 50,000 people on work permits, these things need to be addressed and addressed immediately.
3 people are in the race for Bontown West so far. We've been speaking with candidates all day as their nominations come in. And here's Radio Cayman's April Cummings, who caught up with Heyman Rankin.
Why here? Why now?
I'm deciding to do this because I feel like Cayman is at a crossroads right now and is in desperate need of change that not only affects a select few, but all, in particular Caymanians. I represent a new generation of Caymanians, and I hope to inspire more and more of the best and brightest minds to step forward and help steer the country in the right direction. And I am excited to be here. It feels really surreal to have my family here with me doing this, but I think it's important that they get to see this whole process. So.
Another first time, but a well-familiar name, Donna Bush, who's looking to snag the Savannah MP spot from incumbent Heather Bodden.
I felt such a sense of patriotism. I was nervous, of course, but I'm just so proud of myself for taking this step. I think it takes a lot of courage and bravery, and yeah, I'm doing it.
People know your name. We know your voice. We've seen you for years, but this is a part of you, a side of you that I think most of us haven't actually seen. What made you decide it was time?
For the last 3 cycles of elections, I always had an excuse. I'm not ready. I have a young daughter who's still in high school. This time it was, I have a young daughter who is in, university. But like I said on my first interview that I did while on this journey, if not now, then when? I don't want to look forward 4 years and say to myself, my gosh, if I had put my hat in the race, things could be very different for Savannah and for our country on a whole. So here I am.
Red Bay has 3 candidates, Natasha Whitelock, Don Thomas, and Philip Ebanks.
If and when I'm elected, I'm going to say when elected, we are going to have a constituency office in Red Bay, an office that we're able to deliver the services. I want to have a constituency committee that we're able to have the real feel of what is happening in the community, where the needs are, and so that we're able to deliver the services where they deserve.
You can stay up to date on the latest nominations by, of course, keeping it locked right here to Radio Cayman, but you can also head over to elections.ky. I'm Carsley Fuller.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
In the spring and summer of 1978, U.S.-based regional air carrier Red Carpet Airlines was operating non-stop service twice a week between Cayman Brac and the St. Petersburg Clearwater International Airport in Florida, as well as inter-island flights non-stop between Cayman Brac and Grand Cayman, 5 days a week, with both services being flown with twin-engine Convair 440 prop aircraft. By the summer of 1980, Red Carpet was operating direct one-stop service twice a week between Cayman Brac and Tampa International Airport via a stop at Grand Cayman. By the spring of 1982, Red Carpet's successor AeroSun International was continuing to operate Convair 440 service between Cayman Brac and Tampa and Grand Cayman.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your Sister Islands.
Discover all that our Sister Islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. In the studio, Mr. Orville Daniels, who is a member of the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society, as well as a farmer in the Cayman Islands. We're talking about the upcoming agricultural show, which takes place this Wednesday, Ash Wednesday, at the Agricultural Pavilion, the grounds there. Mr.
Yes,
Daniels,
sir.
back over to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Connor. Actually, reminding the folks that the Agricultural Pavilion is over in Lower Valley, Agricola Road, if you don't know exactly where to find that. But you can't miss it. If you think you're going to miss it, just travel east, or if you're in east, travel west on a Wednesday. And when you get to the congestion where you're going to see some traffic, you're in the area. So you won't be able to miss it. All right, just want to remind you also, guys, and say thanks to Event Pro and for Kelly Holdings for those are the ones who are doing our ticket sales. And you can follow Cayman Agriculture on Facebook and Instagram for updates, and encourage everyone to mark their calendars for Wednesday at 7, the gate open in the morning and ends at 6 p.m. All right, just want to remind you again, folks, that some of our parking areas, we have designated parking areas to alleviate the congestion. You can park at the Bordentown Primary School, Cayman Islands Baptist Church, Savannah Playfield, Prospect Primary School, and Savannah Adventist Church. Again, you will be shuttled from those locations to the agriculture ground. So if you're thinking that you're not going to have enough parking, no, get that out of your mind. Find one of those parking area, and of course, we'll be happy to provide a shuttle for you. Just wait, and we'll take you to the show. And when you're ready to leave, it will take you back to your car. All right, Mr. Orrett, you had asked a question earlier on that we wanted to make sure of. Can't remember exactly what it is, but I think we can get to it.
Yes. We were talking about the transport that will be available from the parking areas. What if I decide that I'm going to buy a huge plant or something and it can't fit in your transport? That is, if I, let's say, park at
Savannah.
Right? And I come on whatever transport that you have provided for us, but my items are too big to be brought along with other passengers on that. How will that work?
Well, that's something you can talk to the agricultural department about, or maybe your salespeople. You know, but I'm sure that if you have your receipt and you're going to leave, then if you said, okay, can I get my vehicle, and they know you have a certain amount of stuff that you can back by hand, I wouldn't be able to fit in the shuttle. That I'm sure somebody's going to use their consideration to say, okay, you can get your vehicle as long as you don't create a traffic jam or parking areas that's going to cause a congestion. So this something I know people is going to be using their discretion on. So for me to say you're not going to be allowed to come and pick them up, no, that's not going to happen.
Yep.
You'll get a chance, even if it's okay, you can pick them up later after the show. And if you can't wait until later after the show, I'm sure if you explain yourself correctly, somebody will be there to say, okay, we can assist you. So don't let that be a discouragement of stopping you from buying the amount of plants that you want to buy. I would love to see this. You go home with a plant. Even every kid especially love to see you go home with a plant, whether it's a cabbage tree, a pepper tree, and
One of our listeners wanted to know whether or not the His Majesty's Prison Service, whether or not they will be selling furniture like they normally do.
I'm not sure about furniture, but I know that they'll have little crafts and carvings and produce. Every year they do their stuff. And I must say again, thanks to the prisoners, the prison service for their assistance in preparing for the show. And all the people who assisted. And I know that you mentioned the prison. I just remember them. So I said, let me give credit to them at the same
sponsors,
time.
yes.
So, just everyone who make the show possible. As I always say to people, if it's not for the farmers, you wouldn't have an agriculture show. And farmers, I'm encouraging you to take this opportunity to market yourself, market your produce, get out there, get involved, to see what other people are producing and the quality that they're producing. So you can look and say, wow, is mine looking up to standard? Or how can I get mine better than looking a lot better than what I see there?
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the things that it's beneficial when you go to an agriculture show or to an event. There's so much you can learn. It's not what you're getting back. And you know what? Knowledge is power. I keep telling people knowledge is power. But I have something I add to that. Knowledge without common sense is like a shoe without a foot. Yeah, if you don't have common sense, a shoe without a foot, a shoe is useless. So when you have your knowledge, add some common sense to it, and that will take you miles down the road. So, we have to approach things a whole lot different. All right, so just get involved, and when you get involved, the sky's the limit. So, encouraging people to make sure don't just look at the negative sides of things. Sometimes you have to look at negative things and turn them into the positive side, all right? So, if it comes negative, there's a way for you to make it positive. All right, so we're going to say a little bit of thank you to some of the people who help us to get the show to where it's at. I know we have the ministry. Again, we mentioned the Minister of Agriculture, Mr. J.E. Banks. We also say thanks to the Agricultural Department, Mr. Critchlow and his crew. And thanks to the Agricultural Society, Mr. Justin Wood, and we have that's the president, and we have a vice president, Mr. Rossworth McLaughlin.
Okay.
And all the other people who are involved in the Agricultural Society. And again, 100% thank you to all the farmers, because as I said before, if it wasn't for the farmers, we would never have a show. Mm-hmm. All right. So again, when it comes to sponsors, I want to make sure I mention again the Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, Infrastructure, Transport, and Development. The Department of Agriculture, Quality Feeds Incorporated, Pepsi, Crown Rentals, Massive Equipment, thanks to Radio Cayman, Compass Media, A.L. Thompson, Cayman National, Her Majesty's Prison Service, and the National Roads Authority. They asked me to make sure that I give mention to these people here because they're our major sponsors. And again, without sponsorship over the years, I learned that without sponsorship, you're not going to get what you're looking for. Sponsorship helps in every way in advertising. I remember years ago at Radio Cayman when I was marketing the agriculture show, because we always have a remote broadcast and you guys are going to be there, and we always have a broadcast from the location, but we always go out and get sponsorship from different companies. A.L. Thompson was one of them who would sponsor our radio program, the broadcast. I was thinking about Mr. Tim Chand a couple of days ago, who passed on, Motor and General Insurance. I remember when I went to him, he was a vivid agriculture lover, and he said, Orville, I'll sponsor agriculture. So we always get our $250 sponsorship
Ken
from
Chan,
Mr. Ken Chan, right? That's his name, right? Yes. I said Tim Chan?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an entertainer. That's a musician, Mr. Ken Chan, right? Motor and General. And very nice man, and he was a lover for agriculture, so he'd always sponsor. So, I know for sure that radio stations are there, Radio Cayman is going to be there, and, they cover a lot, and a lot of people listen to Radio Cayman. We want to welcome over our friends.
People's radio station.
Yes, man. That's what it is. It's diverse, you see. That's the thing about Radio Cayman, it's diverse. And before these folks get from Cayman back who are not here yet, I want to welcome them because we always have a contingent that comes over from Cayman back, and they also look forward to them. And we're going to make this show as much as informative as possible because when we look back at it as a farmer, I'm somebody who is into natural medicine, eating natural now because I won't be afraid to say I'm not a perfect person. I'm diabetic, hypertensive.
Okay.
You know, and a lot of people are having that issue, but there's some things you can use out there, guys, that can... wouldn't say reverse, but it will actually help control. Who knows? It will reverse. You know, it will reverse. Who knows? But if we don't use, we don't know. But when you look back at it, those are some of the information. I'm not going to even share one with you now, because I want you to come to the agriculture show so I can give you a little bit of my knowledge of all the different plants that we see around us every day that we can use for different ailments.
Okay.
One common one I'll share with you is mango leaf. Mango leaf is very good for cholesterol and lowers your sugar and your blood pressure. All right, so just those are stuff. But then I should give you a little trick to it. There's some things that you can pick at certain times, and if you follow the McDonald Almanac, it will tell you when to plant, when not to plant, when to plant what. But in dealing with herbs, the moon has a lot to do with it. You can't pick at full moon, and then you don't pick certain herbs after 6 o'clock in the evening and before 6 o'clock in the morning if you're going to use it for consumption. And when you're boiling bush, make sure you quail it at least 4 days before you boil it. Don't use it green.
You're right.
Because you're going to damage your kidneys. All right. So, but there's a plant. Every plant out there has its purpose.
Yes,
everything is life, has its purpose, finds its reason in every season.
Okay.
Somebody told me that was Bob Marley, but no, that's in the Bible. All right. All right.
All right, Mr. Daniels, we want to wish you and all your members of the Agriculture Society, as usual, a very successful show. You're only a stone's throw away from me. I can actually walk there
right.
As well. So we want to wish you the best, and I believe we can give you a big promotion as well. I think you're going to be on Business Buzz or someone from there tomorrow.
Yes, yes. I look forward to that.
I'm sure that more looking forward. Yeah. Paul, we're going to throw it back over to you. When we return, we're going to have an open mic if there are no guests in the studio. Lots to talk about, some surprises as far as nominations are concerned, and maybe more to come before 3 o'clock as well. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. But I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Subway and Oreo has changed the dessert game. Introducing the Oreo Footlong Cookie, a full 12 inches of chocolatey, creamy goodness. It's big, it's bold, and it's here for a limited time. Perfect for sharing or not. We won't judge. Want it fast? Order ahead with the Subway Cayman Islands app for quick pickup and earn loyalty points, or get it delivered straight to your door with Bento and Let's Eat. Don't wait. Treat yourself today. The Oreo Footlong Cookie is calling your name. Subway. Eat fresh. Snack sweet.
Hey, Bill. Glad to see you back in the office.
Who?
Bill.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think you're mistaking me for someone else.
Tom.
Nope.
Jack.
No.
Alex.
No. Want me to just tell you?
Nope, I got this, George.
No, you don't. Still not me.
Adam.
Not even close, man.
We're like a coworker that didn't forget your name. CG Britke. Good like that.
Okay, good to see you, Mike John Sean.
It's Mordecai.
For the Health of It, heard on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and repeated on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. Brought to you by UHealth International, University of Miami Health System. International patients go to UHealth International for consultations with renowned physicians, advanced treatment technologies, leading-edge medical therapies, and state-of-the-art surgical procedures. Whatever your particular reason for going to UHealth International, you will receive customized medical care delivered within a compassionate, multicultural setting. The care you need when you need it.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm your host, Orrett Connor. My pleasure to be conversing with you this afternoon on this nomination day here in the Cayman Islands for elections that will take place on the 30th of April of this year. So what we're going to do, you have been getting continuous updates right here on Radio Cayman as far as the nomination process is concerned. Earlier in the morning For the Record, we did share with you the schedule of each of the parties' nomination process. For instance, we shared with you the Caymanian Community Party's schedule up until 12:30. I had shared that with you. We'll give you more updates. Also, the Cayman Islands National Party, we shared with you their schedule up to 12 noon. The People's Progressive Movement, PPM, their schedule up until 12:15. What I'm going to do is on their elections website, and again, we want to thank the elections office for being so proactive, and rather than having to wait until the close of nomination at 3 p.m., they have been providing you and us with information as the nomination process moves ahead. So as soon as they receive the information from the nomination centers, they are providing us with that. Not only the candidates, but the persons who nominated them as well. Now, I know that there's sometimes a reluctance of persons to nominate a particular candidate, and not because they didn't support the candidates, but because they were fearful of any reprisals, politically or otherwise, by them nominating any candidate whatsoever. In a free and democratic, that's democratic with a big D, not a small d, free and democratic society, we should not have to worry about that. We should not worry about that as well. To me, you become a part of history when someone goes through the archives and looks at the nomination process in 2025 for the 2025 elections and who nominated whom. Part of history. So you should not be reluctant in any way to do that. So they have, when I say they, I mean the elections office, they have provided us with the electoral district, the candidates, the party, if they represent one or if they're independent, and who the nominators are. So I'm going to run them all down for you if you feel that you need to interrupt in any way, don't forget our phone lines are open. Our toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255, also 949-8037, 949-6990, or WhatsApp number 925-3261 as well. And I just want to say this, independent candidates, you're on the big stage today. You're on the big stage with the 3 registered political parties in the Cayman Islands. As far as I am concerned, today's stage, the only other big stage that you're likely to be on, other than maybe during debates, will be on election day or election night when the results come out as well. For some, that may be a little bit too late, because if you jump on the big stage early, you get that exposure. You may add a few votes to your total, and maybe those few votes will get you over the finish line. Don't forget now that we operate a system which is called the first past the post system here in the Cayman Islands as well. So you never know. So let me share a little secret with you. If you call in on Radio Cayman and said, I was nominated today, I was nominated by such and such a person, I am proud to be a candidate, I'm looking forward to representing whatever constituency, it doesn't cost you 1 cent if you call in on the phone. You want to come in the studio, you have to pay, for that. You book through the execs and you have to pay for it. Not that I'm trying to take any revenue away from Radio Cayman at all, but we have heard some of the big fish in the ocean talking to our reps out there as well. If you want to, you can call in right here and talk about your nomination process as well. 1-800-534-8255, 949-8037, 949-6990, WhatsApp 925-3261. I will tell you this much. In about 3 minutes, if all goes as planned, former Radio Cayman talk show host on Talk Today, Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, will be nominated. He plans on being there for a 1:30 nomination, and I believe he will be contesting the West Bay South constituency. I believe we have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, OC. How are you today?
Good afternoon. I'm fine. How are you?
Good. This is Leon Gold. Just calling you to let you know I was just nominated for the constituency of Red Bay.
Okay.
I was nominated by Ms. Bernice Richards
and
Mr. Joseph Watler Jr.
Okay. And do you already have a manifesto out there as well?
I have a manifesto, but it's not released as yet.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying it will be released on the 15th of March.
Okay. Can you give us a preview? Tell us some of the concerns that you have and some of the issues that you feel that need to be addressed ASAP.
Well, some of the issues that I am focusing on is education. We have a big gap in our education system. One of the other main issues that a lot of candidates have been speaking about is the cost of living. The next issue that I think is important is food security.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the elephant in the room is immigration reform. So those are some of the things we'll be touching on, but there's more as well.
Mm-hmm.
I won't get into all the specifics, but those are some of the headlines that will be addressed.
Okay. Are you looking forward to participating in the debates that will take place? We know that here on Radio Cayman, we're planning on hosting some debates, and no doubt the Chamber of Commerce will also be putting on some debate sessions.
Absolutely. Ready and waiting.
Mm-hmm. You want to tell? We know that you just mentioned who you were nominated by. Anything that you want to tell the voting public about yourself?
Well, I've been living in Red Bay for over 40 years now. I've been active in the community. I've been a part of the Red Bay District Committee for the past 8 years, an active member.
Mm-hmm.
and I was one of the founding members as well. And I have been active in mentoring a lot of youth in Red Bay, offering them part-time work, cleanup programs. Right now I have a community cleanup coming up on the 8th of March at 6 a.m. So all residents of Red Bay, if you want to be a part of this community cleanup project, meet at the top of Selkirk Drive by the Church of Latter-day Saints, 6 a.m. this coming Saturday, March the 8th. We're going to be doing an extensive Red Bay community cleanup, and we'll have a breakfast to follow. So please come out, all Red Bay residents, and support this cause. Whether elected or not, I will be continuing this on a yearly basis, this cleanup project. So I just want the people to know, come out and be a part of this movement.
Okay, one last question, Mr. Gould, before we let you go. How would you like to see these campaigns run on a positive note? We know that some people have a tendency to inject some negativity into the process. How would you like to see the campaign run in the Cayman Islands for this 2025 elections?
Well, I would like to see an honest and clean campaign. I've saw some, mud being thrown around and rocks being thrown from the bushes over the past few weeks. That's not how I intend to run my campaign, and I hope that other people will follow suit. We're all Caymanians at the end of the day, OC, and I don't think anyone has the interest of destroying Cayman at heart. We all want to see what's best. So I don't believe in the mudslinging and tearing down one another. Let's lift each other up. It takes a lot to come out as a candidate. Let's have some respect for each other. Propose your changes that you have in mind to make and move forward with your campaign. But I would like to see a clean campaign going forward. Respect, positivity, love, and just come out for the right intentions. That's all.
Okay, Mr. Gould, thank you. Thank you very much. We want to wish you all the best in your effort to be elected in the constituency of Red Bay. All the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Paul, I believe we have another caller. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Ochi. How you doing, sir?
Good afternoon. I'm fine. How are you?
Not too bad, Well, all I'm hoping and praying for that these new candidates that come in and get elected, just make sure that they take care of their own people first.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit that right on the nail. Hit their own people first. Don't come out like the last set. Didn't do nothing. What all they did, this last government here, all they did is put the Cayman Islands in debt. That's all I got to say, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that as well, caller. Okay, I have made one observation so far, and I think this is going to be crucial when all of the analysis is being conducted and all of the strategies that are going to be employed during this election. I have noted, and I stand to be corrected, but I think Ms. Susan and I did the count together. It appears as if the Cayman Islands National Party, when we did the totals, they were fielding 12 candidates with none of their candidates being incumbents. We see the Caymanian Community Party at the time of the count fielding 10 candidates with 5 of their candidates being incumbent members of parliament. We see the PPM fielding 13 candidates with 5 of their members being incumbent members of parliament as well. So you have those two parties defending 10 seats. And we know that there's a saying in sports, a good defense makes a good offense, or a strong offense, or offense, yeah. So, in this particular case, these two parties will be on the defensive in terms of defending those sitting incumbents. That is one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is that each one of those parties, that is, again, the Cayman Community Party and the People's Progressive Movement, PPM, they can also boast to the fact that if the argument is that we need experienced members of parliament, we don't want to have a parliament with all new members, then they can use the argument that we have 5 seasoned. Each of our parties have 5 seasoned incumbent members of parliament who can hit the ground running. So that's a real observation that I think should be made. And in crunching the numbers, doing the analysis, plotting your strategy in terms of campaign and what is going to be said, those numbers are crucial in that equation. Extremely, extremely crucial. I don't know how many other persons have looked at it this way, but that is one way that I am looking at it as well. And of course, we saw just recently a new candidate emerged. Miss Romelia, welcome for Georgetown North. No indication of any party affiliation, not based on what I have seen here. No indication whatsoever, of that. But we will see what more we can garner when we look at the nomination process and see what she is listed on the election office's website, because they do indicate whether or not there is a party affiliation or whether or not the person is running as an independent. So let's look at that list that has been put out by the elections office. So in West Bay North, we see candidate Shakina Bush, identified as an independent, being nominated by Francis E. Gray and Glenroy Logan. We also see Jermaine Ebanks Hurlston, also independent, being nominated by Stephen W. Ebanks and Mr. Lester Timothy. For West Bay West, we see I'm going to say it the way that it is on here. McKeeva Bush as independent, being nominated by Dorothy L. Parchment and Milady Martinez de Williams. For West Bay Central, we see Jewel Hides identified as an independent, being nominated by Simon T. Litchmore and Letitia Ebanks. For West Bay Central, we see Catherine Ebanks Wilkes. Party identification, the Cayman Community Party, being nominated by Gwenda P. Ebanks and Darnie D. Kelly. At this time for West Bay South, it was what's last on the website there. No person shown as being nominated as of yet. I'm told to refresh the page. Here we go. Refreshing. Yes, here we go. So we have Andre Ebanks representing the Caymanian Community Party, being nominated by Jennifer Stein, and Roy A. Grant. Georgetown North, Romelia, welcome, like I mentioned earlier, being identified as an independent candidate, nominated by Selma H. Rojas and Irene Davis. Also for Georgetown North, Joseph Joey Hugh, representing the PPM, nominated by Alexander W.N. Cohen and Sophia M. Bush. For Georgetown West, we have Tyree Malcolm Hernandez, identified as independent, nominated by Martha L. Ebanks Jackson and Billy E. McCoy. Craig T. Marin, again for Georgetown West, party affiliation, the Cayman Islands National Party, nominated by Eduardo Eddie K. Thompson and Beulah O. McField Burton. Also for Georgetown West, Hunter J. Walton, identified as independent, nominated by Mettie M. Turner and Shannon K. Rich. Also for Georgetown West, Perlina McGaw Lumsden, identified as PPM, nominated by Valney L. McLaughlin and Christopher D. White. For Georgetown Central, Anthony Auntie Ramon, identified as party affiliation TCCP, the Caymanian Community Party, nominated by Garth O. Anderson and also by Clement Stevens. Also for Georgetown Central, Carmen Tessa McField, party affiliation, the Cayman Islands National Party, nominated by Effie J. Johnson and Eileen E. Miles. Same constituency, Georgetown Central, Kenneth Vernon Bryan, party affiliation PPM, nominated by Catherine A. O'Neill. Some of you may know her as Alex O'Neill, also nominated by Vernice J. Ebanks. Georgetown Central, Georgetown South, we have Aldrich Lindsay, identified as independent, nominated by Camaria Whitaker and Kula Whitaker, sorry about that, my apologies. Also Georgetown South, Gary Peanut Ruddy, party affiliation, Cayman Islands National Party, nominated by Paul A. Hurlston and Betty Ann Duty. Also for Georgetown South, Craig Fest Frederick, party affiliation PPM, nominated by Joshua Frederick Charlery and Natasha Wright. Also, we have Georgetown East, Oscar Rogelio Borden, identified as independent, nominated by Juliet Levine and Neil H. Borden. Next candidate, Emily E.M. Casella and Deku. Party affiliation, the Cayman Community Party, nominated by Eckerd E. McField and Matthew S. Ecclestone. Georgetown East again, Vassal Bud Johnson Jr., party affiliation, Cayman Islands National Party, nominated by Herman A. Herman A. Myrie, apologies Herman, and Randy L. Marin. Georgetown East again, Roy McTaggart, party affiliation, PPM, nominated by William H. McTaggart and Barbara Connolly. We have to take a commercial break. When we return, we will cover Red Bay, Prospect, Savannah, Newlands, Bordentown West, Bordentown East, North Side, East End, Cayman Brac West, and Little Cayman, and Cayman Brac East. So don't change that dial. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Get your tickets now for Grand Cayman's biggest one-day family fun day, the 56th Annual Agricultural Show at the Stacy Wartler Agricultural Pavilion in Lower Valley, Ash Wednesday, March 5th. Raffle tickets are on sale now at eventpro.ky and include general admission to the show. Not one, but two $10,000 grand prizes. All the fun, all the entertainment, the food, the animals, the plants, and homemade goodies. Get your raffle tickets now at eventpro.ky. The 56th Annual Agricultural Show, Ash Wednesday, March 5th.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walker's Road and in Bordentown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walker's Road or Bordentown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
Attention Cayman! Transform your kitchen for less with Granite Express, Cayman's big clearance sale. Sale has now been extended till March 18. Get huge discounts on granite and quartz kitchen countertops. Plus, refresh your space with our cabinet respray services for as low as $3,950. If you only want a countertop, prices start at $2,150. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit Granite Express Cayman today or call 922-0424 for a free estimate. That's 922-0424. Granite Express. Quality stone. Unbeatable prices.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm your host, Orrett Connor. I got carried away there and almost went past the commercial break. I got into one of those rhythms like reminded me when I was a returning officer and counting those ballot papers, and then you start to see a trend setting in on every ballot paper. It was the same names over and over. And this was when, for instance, you could elect up to 4 people in West Bay, 3 or 4 people in West Bay in the various districts, and you saw that you could, the names would just roll off your tongue. So I got a little bit excited and carried away there. I got to remember now, that's all behind me. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. O.C.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Man of many hats. Just a quick question first.
Okay.
And are you limiting this only to discussion on the elections? Or?
Not at all, sir. Not at all. Not at all.
Thank you. But I just want to, with regards to elections, congrats to my friend Sterling Green throwing his hat in the ring.
Yes.
And I believe I didn't see that congrats to him that day when I called in. I think it was Friday. So wish him all the very best. Something that I didn't hear, maybe he did, when the election supervisor was on with his deputy or by himself, maybe previously. And it seems stupid maybe to ask it, but people have asked me about this. When a candidate is thrown their hat into the ring, been nominated, and they're not residing in that constituency that you're running for, they cannot vote in that constituency, right? So they cannot vote for themselves.
Right.
They have to vote for whoever is running in the constituency that they
are registered in, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are registered in. That's, curiously, people have asked me this. I told them I'm pretty sure they have to. Maybe they just assume that is so or not so, whatever. But I think it would have been helpful if they had mentioned that, because it may seem silly or stupid, but it might be important to people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was mentioned that is what really obtains.
I know it has been mentioned on several occasions, on the show. I believe that it may have been mentioned, but I stand to be corrected. But we have continued to emphasize it as well. Yeah.
Yes, that's good, because it may seem, as I said, trivial, but you'd be amazed, just like you're saying, there are things that are important.
Mm-hmm.
Your name out there and so forth. And I just wonder another thing before I go on. Is,
caller, if I could interrupt you for a second, we do have one of our field reporters out there, with an interview, and I'm going to put you on hold if possible, if you can hold on while we hear from that. Paul, go ahead, put Miss Cather through. Miss Cather, good afternoon. How are things?
Good afternoon, OC. This is actually Joey Hughes.
Oh, Mr. Hugh. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, we're here. We just completed all of our nominations. We're just all leaving the John Gray Gymnasium now. We started in East End early this morning with the Amira, and after a long absence from the PPM in East End, we were just excited about that. And then over to North Side, where we have not had a candidate for quite a while either. We were very excited to go there with Justin Ebanks, and that was, the reception there was just wonderful. And then, of course, on to Bodden Town, to the Chapel Church there, where we had 3 candidates, Doreen Seymour, Alva Saku, and Donna Bush. And that was, again, a wonderful reception there. And as we continued on, we picked up steam and picked up people. And we had a full house down at the Seafarers Hall, where we had the dynamic duo of Roy Tatum and Crystal Gomez Wilson. And then finally ended up here at the John Gray Gymnasium. And OC, what I can say to you is that the reception we received here was heartwarming. It was humbling for myself. And we had the other 5 candidates and myself for Georgetown North, Kenneth Bryan for Georgetown Central, Craig Frederick for Georgetown South, and Perlina McGaw-Lumsden, Georgetown West, and of course the former leader, Mr. Roy McTaggart, for Georgetown East. So we have completed with the Honourable Premier doing her nomination this morning in Cayman Brac. We have completed the nominations of our 13 candidates.
No one in Cayman Brac West.
No one in Cayman Brac West yet.
Oh, okay. Well, because when you said you completed your 13...
Well, the 13 on our slate at the moment.
At the moment. But the nomination process for you isn't necessarily complete yet, is what you're saying.
Sorry. I didn't, recruitment isn't complete then. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I think for today, the nomination process is complete, yes.
Okay. Understood. Well, I want to congratulate you and wish you all the best in the contest as it moves forward.
Thank you, OC.
Okay,
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, Paul, we have enough time. Do we want to go back to our caller, or yeah? Mr. Hilson, thank you very much for accommodating us there. Go right ahead, sir.
Yes, that's good to hear. Get that news, and the incumbents are all running and nominated, and that's good news. Experienced people over them. So one thing I'd like to noticing recently with all the generals' comments and so forth, and noting, as I've said for years and years and years, that I believe we will have to move towards some form of direct income tax. Comments she made about unsustainable economy, trying to support it. Also, tying into that, have we ever been told any more about the Tempura investigations, which we know ran into millions and millions of dollars of the people's money? Exactly what transpired and why, and where is it at now? Is it ended? Is it still continuing? And we know that a sitting judge had been arrested by a very experienced investigator who came here. And as far as the reason why he was arrested or unarrested and illegally arrested, I am not sure that many people really understood what happened.
Yeah, I believe that that was the subject of a Freedom of Information request. I don't believe that it was ever honored, that anyone did receive any information about Tempura other than what was out there.
Yes, because to me, I'm just going to say this one word. I'm very guarded. I'm baffled by the whole thing. And it affects our finances and what we're doing and what we're planning and how we plan to spend the money, even if it's for the judiciary, which is one of the major branches of government, and that people understand on the very important word trust. Trust.
Yep.
Trust. Because that doesn't, and I remember the governor at the time, his comments that it might cause the people of Cayman not to, I don't know if these are his exact words, but it was very similar in the actual understanding of his comments, whether we might not maintain our trust in the integrity of it or the justice system if we were told what really it was about.
Or it could possibly
something close to that,
or possibly damage the relationship between the Cayman Islands and the United Kingdom as well. Yeah. Mr. Mickey, I'm going to ask you. We have to do a sharp cut for our headline news, but if you want to stay on the line, I know this is the second time asking you, but I think it's very important what you're talking about because. It's also important to know what future governments, the relationships that they're looking forward with the UK. So if you can stay on there, we're going to go to our headline news and come right back to you. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back. Sure. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
Little Cayman Bride. Cover me.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest news, I'm Karsley Fuller. The clock is ticking. Only 1 hour left before you lose the opportunity to run in the 2025 general elections. Red Bay was pretty quiet this morning, but things are definitely picking up out there for sure. 5 names are now in the race. Joining Philip Ebanks are Don Thomas and Roy Tatum. Radio Cayman's Jevy Ebanks spoke to them after they put in their official nominations.
Ms. Dawn, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with Radio Cayman. Tell me a little bit about why you're putting yourself forward for elections.
Today, I'm stepping myself out forward for elections for the simple reason that it's time to put the people before politics. It's time for a new change wave to take over and for people to be held accountable when in government and no longer making policies that don't benefit the people.
Mr. Tatum, today is the day. It's official. You've been nominated. Tell me what's going through your mind.
A little bit of nerves, but I put myself forward because this is my 6th election with the PPM. First time as a candidate. This election is, almost every election is important, but this election is extremely important. The country turns to the PPM, in my view, whenever we have a problem to be solved. And we've just gone through 4 years of a little bit of chaos and turmoil, and we now need a good balance, a good mix of people with experience, but also some new ideas. I bring both of those things to the table, in my view.
Radio Cayman's Kathy Miller managed to snag fellow Red Bay nominee Natasha Whitelock.
My main concern for joining government is that in the past we've all been subjected to leadership that wasn't transparent and open. It's gone on year after year, and we've seen the results of it where the people don't necessarily have a say, and there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we all need to be a part of.
Heading to Georgetown, Emily Duku is one of the people being nominated for Georgetown East.
This is my second go-around. This is a continuation of my journey from 2021.
How do you feel about your chances this time?
I feel very excited, very hopeful. I'm very, very optimistic that the people of Georgetown East will elect change in this election, and that change will be a young, fresh perspective that will bring new ideas, put the young people first, put future generations ahead of the wants of the few versus the needs of the many.
Kathy also spoke with Auntie Ramoon, who put his name in officially for Georgetown Central. He's a member of the Cayman Community Party.
Anthony, what has made you run with the Cayman Community Party?
It's about people first. That's the fundamental, putting people first. And also, too, it's about accountability, strong leadership, and transparency. So those are the fundamentals, the reason why I decided to run with the CCP.
Okay, now for the electoral district that you're running in, what are the most pressing issues and how do you think that you can solve?
First and foremost are people, quality of life, and that range from not only just cost of living, there's housing. So it's a whole spectrum of things, education or youth or elderly, and bringing those things together. So those are some of the fundamentals.
Once nominations close, the Elections Office will publish the official list of candidates. For Radio Cayman News, I'm Karsley Fuller.
Radio Cayman www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I want to thank our caller for holding on 2 occasions. Very quickly, when I mentioned West Bay North, I failed to mention Michael LeMay, who was running as an independent and represented by nominated by April L. Manderson and Ricky Manderson, and Ralston Rowley Anglin, identified as independent, nominated by Henry O. Morgan and Rashana C. Hyde. So my apologies, for that as well. Caller, are you still there? And again,
Yes.
thank you
Yes,
very
I'm here.
much.
I'm here, sir.
Go right ahead, sir.
What I wanted to say at this is, and I'm glad you said it is important, is the fact that over the years we are focused on maintaining and ensuring that our financial world, people who work in that, who are by far the largest money earners, if you put it in terms of your salaries, they're immense. We know they earn millions of dollars a year. Nobody can hide that anymore. Millions, not thousands of dollars a week and so forth, and months and daily, some of them, and hourly too. We maintain all kinds of interest in that. Our members of the Legislative Assembly ensure that they're safe and that system is safe, and we can't bring them. That's the business that we're in since we moved away from the turtling and going to sea, national boat, and West India Lines, and so forth, which was what built the island. Now, I noticed a silence from them on this issue over the years. And to me, it's important. Is it timidity? Is it that they are unsure where their boundaries end and what parameters they can operate within without stepping over into the British government's what they require from us and require that we do not interfere with? Or is it just a reluctance? Because this is an important thing. For the British government to send down a man of Martin Bridges' caliber here to do that, and international people, it's been known internationally, and the people in my job, people have asked me about it. I can say nothing because for government touring, people talking to them, and they ask, you'd be amazed what they ask and how interested and how much they know. Why haven't we pressed forward with trying to find out something more about this issue, what it was about, why, what they can divulge, that they can tell the people something, why we spent this, 15 million, it may have been more, it may be continuing, God knows what. That's a secret part of government finances, I imagine. And what is the ultimate goal of this whole thing? Because it does cast some kind of credibility doubt on the justice system and on the relationship, and why are things hidden, certain things hidden, what we can't know and can know, and how much we should know as we move forward in this modern world. I just wonder why can't we get some more information? And I can tell you this right now, without any fear. At my age, why should I be afraid to say what I'm going to say?
Mm-hmm.
I am disappointed in every one of our elected representatives who have not tried to push this. I am glad for them. I'm happy for them. I'm proud of them putting themselves up on for re-elections and what they have done for the country, sacrifices made. But I'm disappointed that no one is trying to push this forward and try to find out and give the people some answers.
Yeah.
Some answers. Remember what Mr. Bridges said? A lot of the answers to this lies buried in the Pedro St. James graveyard out there.
Yep.
Right. I will end with that, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for letting me
Thank
say
you,
what
and
I
thanks
said.
for being so
May get
patient.
very criticized. I do not care any longer. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Have a
very
wonderful day.
Thank you very
God
much
bless
too,
all
sir.
the people who put themselves up for running. Bye.
Thank you very much to Mr. Hurlston, and thanks for being so patient as well. So one of our listeners has written in and says, I would like to comment regarding the deadline to register to vote. I feel the deadline was too short compared to that of the declaration/nomination day for candidates who will be running in the election. People who missed the deadline to register to vote and those who maybe just weren't interested in voting are now wanting to vote because there are now candidates of interest running, which they declared long after the deadline to register to vote. I feel that the deadline to declare candidacy should be announced prior to the deadline of the voters' registration. And they say that they hope to, I could read it. Well, I think there's a point there in relation to the fact that the registration deadline comes before the nomination day, but that, writer, is why we encourage you to go ahead and be registered. Even if there wasn't a candidate out there that you could identify with, even if you were disillusioned with the independents, or if you were disillusioned with the party structure, we encourage you to get out there and be registered, because in the event that you wanted to vote, you would be. Now, the deadline, remember, registration takes place on a quarterly basis, right? Every quarter, every 3 months, there's a registration process. There's a new list that comes out. And actually, the time was extended in this particular case for registration so that some people did not become disenfranchised. We knew that this would happen, that some people would have regrets about not registering and would want to register now. And we forewarned everyone, including the elections office and all of those candidates who were out there trying to encourage people to vote. Those who were saying, I don't want to register, those who were saying, I don't want to register because I don't want to be chosen, for jury duty and all of those things. Or there's no candidate out there that I see that I want to vote for, so I am not going to register. It's like someone said, if you don't have a ticket, you can't win the raffle. So we encouraged people, register, because we knew that such a situation. So in all, while our registration and our the register of electors can improve, we see some jurisdictions where you can actually register as an elector on the day of the elections or day before that. such a system is not in place in the Cayman Islands. It's been, there are suggestions to revamp it, to make it, more friendly and to, to give more time. But as it stands now, every 3 months, you get an opportunity to register, and this last registration period was actually extended as well. With that, we have to go to a commercial break. Last commercial break before 2:30. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Freedom, Cayman Brac. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Hi, I'm Deputy Governor Franz Manderson, and I'm excited to announce the DG's 5K Challenge is just around the corner. We kick off things in Little Cayman on March 9th, followed by Cayman Brac on March 16th, and the grand finale on Grand Cayman on March 30th. This year, we're supporting the Cayman Islands Girls Brigade, the Cayman Islands Scouts Association, and the 1-to-1 Foundation, each helping to shape our next generation. Join us in making a positive impact. For registration details, find us on Facebook at DG's 5K Challenge.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. Paul, we're going to put a pause on the phone lines. Talk Today, right? We're going to put a pause on the phone lines for a second so that I can cover the other nominations. So far, I have done a rough count, and it appears as if over 60 candidates for the 19 seats in our parliament. Over 60 so far. So this person wrote and said, good afternoon. No, got the wrong one. Let's find it. Boop, boop, boop. Person says, this person wanted to know who was the candidate for Cayman Brac West, who was the PPM candidate for Cayman Brac West. Earlier, they had written in and said Now, if there is no PPM candidate running for West End, Cayman Brac, and we are PPM supporters, what's going to happen to us? I hope they clear up this foolishness and fast too. So you heard the PPM leader, Mr. Joey Hughes, said that while the nominations process was practically over for them, that didn't mean that the recruitment process was finished. So it would appear as if my interpretation of that would be that they're going to try to entice some of those independent candidates to come over into their camp as well. So what I'm going to do now is cover the other districts, because we do have some. The last ones that I did was Georgetown East. So we have for Red Bay, Melrose, Natasha Whitelock, TCCP candidate nominated by Pamela J. Watler and Samuel Whitelock. Mr. Philip Ebanks, independent, nominated by Rudolph D. Evans and Sherry Ann Smith. Red Bay, Dawn Thomas, Cayman Islands National Party, nominated by Dequan Bennett and Regina Oliver. Roy Tatum, PPM, nominated by John E. Banks and Teresa Barefoot. Leon Gold, we heard him on the phone earlier, identified as independent, nominated by Joseph L. Watler Jr. and Bernice Richards. For Prospect, Sabrina Theresa Turner, the Caymanian Community Party, nominated by Joyceann L. Seymour and Winston H. Ebanks. Prospect, Michael Miles, nominated by Alvis B. Anglin and Layman Scott Jr. Crystal Gomez Wilson, PPM, nominated by Leslie Tatum and Sir Alden McLaughlin. For Savannah, Bordentown, for Savannah, Heather Diane Borden, TCCP, nominated by Ray A. Hides and Emma Jean Catherine Jackson. Also for Savannah, Donna Bush, nominated, identified as PPM, nominated by Kimberly A. Connolly and Alva H. Suku Jr. For Newlands, G. Wayne Panton, TCCP, nominated by Elizabeth E. Whitaker and Alfred D. Walton. Raul Gonzalez Jr., identified as independent, nominated by Jamal Rankin and Corinne Bush. Newlands, Alva Suku, PPM, nominated by Stedman Gary and Richard Christian. For Bordentown West, Osborne Ozzie Borden, TCCP, nominated by Dorothy R. Williams and Andrew Copeland. Also for Bordentown West, Christopher Saunders, nominated by Shawnette M. Saunders and Rose M. Saunders. Heyman Rankin, again for Bordentown West, nominated by Arne D. Scott and Paul A. Borden Sr. Bordentown East, Robert Anthony Borden, TCCP, nominated by James A. Roy Borden and Paul McLaughlin. Bordentown East, Dwayne John Seymour, identified PPM, nominated by George A. Powell and Haley M.V. Skeet. For Northside, Justin Craig Ebanks, PPM, nominated by Arlington R. Manderson and Deborah Broderick, Johanny J. Ebanks, independent, nominated by Frank M. McCoy and Alvin C. Powell. For East End, we have Delmira Borden, PPM, nominated by Davis H. Scott, Jessica T. Valda McFarlane. Roydell Carter, Independent, nominated by Ellen K. Maria Carter and Brenda S. Lopez McLaughlin. Also, Isaac D. Rankin, Independent, nominated by Sharon A.Y. Borden Welcome and Isaac J. Rankin. John McLean Jr., identified as Independent, nominated by Joseph B. Welcome and Stephanie McLean. Java M. Richards, Cayman Islands National Party, nominated by Jolene E. Powell and Tishunda G. Prendergast. For Cayman Brac West and Little Cayman, Nicholas DaCosta, Cayman Islands National Party, nominated by Vanessa T. Carter and Tracy A. Elmer Hunter. Lonnie Lee Tibbetts, identified as Independent, nominated by Garfield M. Rich and James E. Tibbetts. For Cayman Brac East, Juliana Yvonne Connolly, identified PPM, nominated by George A. Walton, Rudolph L. Dixon, and she was the first to call in to announce her nomination this morning on Radio Cayman as well. Maxine Avon McCoy Moore, identified as Independent, nominated by Jennifer J. Dixon and Lyndon L. Brown. Layman Daniel Scott, Cayman Islands National Party, nominated by Temple C. Tatum and Valda V. Scott. Also, James Albert Christian, identified as Independent, nominated by Carrie C. Christian, and James L. M. Christian. Also, Ruth Ann Borden, identified as Independent, nominated by Rosemary Moxham and Rashawn Bennett. And we're going to go back up to West Bay South. New nomination, Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and that's Dwayne spelled with D-W-A-Y-N-E, identified as Independent, nominated by Mitchell B. Wells and Don Patrick. I think that's all that we have for now. Of course, Radio Cayman will continue to update you as those nominations come in, and when it has all been finalized, you will get it right here on Radio Cayman in its entirety on your favorite radio station, Radio Cayman. I'm going to just check the emails before I close off the show to see if anything. This person says, Caymanian has to stand in line sometimes for hours to vote for the holiday when expats can't vote. Who can't vote can relax and get double pay. Oh, that has to do with the question as to whether or not the election day was a holiday. A person had written at that point in time, afternoon holiday will be for voting day, right? For voters to have plenty of time to vote. Why those that can't vote get double pay for working? Well, that applies on all holidays, not just election day, but every holiday would be my answer to that. And if you have to work, the law also makes provisions, because there are some persons who work in essential services that have to be performed even on a holiday. Your employer must give you sufficient time for you to get out there and vote. I would say do not abuse the time that has been given. Some may use the excuse, well, it took me a long time because I the lines were long. Very seldom are the lines long for voting in the Cayman Islands. I can tell you this much. If you get there early in the morning, you're going to encounter lines. And if you get there late in the afternoon before the polls close, you're likely to encounter lines as well. But in between those times, it's basically in and out. Folks, it has been a pleasure hosting Talk Today this afternoon. I want to thank all of those persons who participated by calling in, sending us WhatsApp messages and everything. Continue to support Radio Cayman, your favorite radio station, the people's radio station, who will keep you up to date on what is currently taking place in the Cayman Islands and elsewhere. Have a great afternoon. Please stay safe and God bless.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-60